He just keeps giving us absolute layups when he keeps talking about the right direction.
I'm absolutely... This guy needs to see a shrink. You know, what direction is he seeing? I mean, how many times have we sat here and talked about Manchester United? And he's talking about injuries. Every team said injuries. Look at Liverpool. They're a much better side with a much better manager, but they've coped. Look at Tottenham. Tottenham had Sarr was out, Basuma was out, Son was away, the whole back line was out. There was 4 fullbacks playing across the back line. 4 fullbacks. Lost Harry Kane in the summer. Postecoglou goes in. They play great football. They're going for the top 4 and have a realistic chance of getting it because they have a purpose. They have a manager who understands what he wants and they understand what he's all about. This guy, do you need... And by the way, Anthony's not been injured, but he's been hopeless, and he sanctioned it, right? He's not been injured long term. Bournemouth, Fulham, there's been others. You know, Nottingham Forest. Do you need a fully fit squad to beat and outplay these teams? No, you do not. And so there is no excuse for the type of football they've played, for the results they've got, and the way they approached that game last week. I know you guys were doing it. I wasn't here. They got battered. They were outplayed by Fulham the week before. They were outplayed by Luton in victory. I mean, come on. Any of us are looking at this. Ratcliffe, Brailsford, whoever the damn it is, they're clever people, they're business people, they're looking and listening to this and going, this guy does not know what he's doing.
The only thing he can be doing is trying to convince them.
Well, he's unconvincing by this rhetoric.
I mean, Man City had no Haaland or De Bruyne for 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it's not always about just because you're losing. It's about how you lose.
Yeah.
And they've been unbelievably bad. When they've won, they've been bad. And when they've lost, they've been bad. So basically all season, they've been bad regardless. So who's supposed to believe any of this when you're unwatchable? Because when we're putting it on, and I can't wait to put it on, because they're so bad that you're just waiting. You're waiting for a calamity.
Well, anti-Manchester United, Stevie.
But I don't think I'm alone. I think most people are putting on Manchester United thinking, wow, who are they playing today? Are they going to be rubbish again? Are they going to get beat? Because that's all they've been serving up.
When I'm watching
unwatchable football,
when
right?
I'm watching Man United, this current version, taking a Diego Dallo special goal at Sheffield United to win, taking a Bruno Fernandes sublime volley at Burnley to win, against the run of play. When I'm watching this, I'm sitting baffled. How, even with injuries, how can this manager take this football club to play against what is effectively cannon fodder in the Premier League, down the bottom, and be outplayed? Everybody can get beat. Defeat happens. But if they had gone and you said, look at United, they've played some great stuff there.
Yeah.
But, they've been undone at the back and they're making mistakes, but my God, they're playing some good stuff. I could accept that, because you can remedy that. You can't remedy this manager anyway, been outplayed by most of the teams in the bottom half of the Premier League as they have been. That's unacceptable.
It's why, Jules, this right direction narrative is such a head-scratcher.
But one, I think, is pure desperation from him to start with. But you have to see in the way that every press conference, every time he speaks, for him, he knows he's under pressure. He knows right now he's more likely to get sacked in the summer than to keep his job. So I think every time he sees a microphone, he thinks, I need to say something that's going to convince Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Dave Bradford, Jean-Claude Blanc, the Glazers, their mum and dad, anybody, that I'm actually doing a good job. So he lies. He lies to himself. He lies to everybody. I mean, what got me today, I think the best line of all is like, if I had a fully fit squad, I would have won 75 of my 100 games. Easy. Where's that coming from? What about 100 out of 100? It's just mad. And I think he thinks that he's helping himself, but actually it's the other way around. If you're Sir Jim Ratcliffe and watching this like us, or reading the quotes or whatever, you're not happy. You can't be happy. Because this is not the reality, like the boys have explained. And trust me, Radcliffe, Brailsford, or everyone can see it. It looks like the only one that can't see it or doesn't want to see it is Ten Hag.
Jules, how can he be deluded enough to think that this will work?
I guess he really wants to keep his job, which I can understand in a way. But the best way of doing that is that for that team to improve, this team to play better, to win more games, whether it's injuries or not. He said like, I don't want to complain here. But every time he talks about all those injuries all the time, and he's complaining and he's whinging. So the best thing he would have to do is just shush and then focus on the pitch and try to improve this team between now and the end of the season. And that will be the only thing that could keep him in the job, is that. All the things he says, that's actually doing him more disservice than anything else.
The only thing, well, one of the things, when we talked about this, but one of the things that might keep him, and I don't think it will, but, you know, I'm throwing some sort of olive branch of an opportunity, is that if there's nobody glaring out there that they can get, are they going to be stuck with this guy? I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't imagine, even if it's costing them a fortune to get rid of, they're going to do it, because why would you spend, you know, $1.25 billion plus on a football club to invest in it, and then spend on infrastructure, and then bring in directors of football, if you're not, you know, if it's 10 to 15 million to get rid of another manager, it's pocket change for Sir Jim Ratcliffe with a long-term vision. So the only thing saving them to me would be that they just can't find anybody to come in and do this job. But even that is a stretch.
There's nothing saving this guy.
What's interesting is, like, we talked about Barcelona and the injuries that they have. You look at Gavi and Pedri and De Jong, you know, proper players. And you look at the injury list of Manchester United. Rasmus Højlund's been good, yeah, he's been fine. But it just doesn't resonate that if you have all these players back fit, that you're going to see anything really different than we have this season from Manchester United.
Well, it's because of the way he's setting them up. You know, there's no... we can talk about how much of the blame lies on the players and how much on the coach. Yes, you can blame players who make mistakes or pick the wrong options or don't perform. Yes. But at the end of the day, listen, we're talking about Barcelona. As bad as they've been, they're trying to play football, and it's not working. Now, you can sort of accept that. I mean, look at Liverpool. We're a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
Look how they're set up. They're trying to go forward. They're trying to play football. They're basically saying, we're Barcelona. This is how we play on the front foot. We're Liverpool. We play on the front foot. Tottenham, we play on the front foot. Ten Hag saying, regardless of who's playing, we're going to keep it tight and then try and break. I mean, that is 100% not the Man United way of playing.
Even against Fulham, a scoop ball over the top for Marcus Rashford was their out ball. That's kind of where they were, you know, and certainly in the City game it was slim pickings. Look, Shaw's been a bit of a miss for them. Maybe Martinez at the back to a certain extent on the left-hand side. But we're also talking about a manager who, during this season, has decided that, you know, a 36-year-old who was only training with the club in the summer was a better option than a World Cup winner who's won everything in the game in Raphael Varane. So there's decisions that have been made in terms of the playing squad as well that have been head-scratching, you know, playing full-backs out of position and whatnot. It's not a perfect science. It's not an easy job. We know that. But there is no doubt that he's met some headwinds here, big time. And he's struggling. I'm with Stevie. I don't see him lasting past the summer.
No, it's dead man.
There's no culture. There's no culture at Man United.
No.
None.
No. It's going to be a big couple of seasons, you feel, of overhaul there. Jules, what are you doing this weekend? Where you go? Are you going to go to Anfield? Pop up there?
No, I'm not. I'm not actually going. I'm doing one of the Serie A games tomorrow for the website, and then Sunday I'll just be watching the game.
Oh, there we go. Thank you. Gab won't go. He doesn't go north of Watford, does he?
No, yeah.
Well,